In terms of Java, the important topics or the important questions, let's discuss few of them. What are the most important OOPS concept in Java? One is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and composition. Again, it is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, and then comes composition. And these, the first more are the top most important, which is the encapsulation, abstraction, and then comes the inheritance, and then polymorphism. If you want to talk a little more advanced, then you can always talk about composition. What is an abstract class in Java? An abstract class is basically a class that cannot be instantiated, meaning you cannot be implemented. You cannot implement or you cannot instantiate or anything in the method body. First, let me show you the syntax. So for example, there's an abstract class of animal and you have just declared a method. There is no implementation of this method. And when there's a class of dog, which is also a subset of animal, there's a class of cat, which is also a subset of animal. Now these extend the abstract class of animal. Then we'll be using the @override and we'll be using the method make sound. Then we can do the declaration or we can do the implementation of the method. The dog barks, the cat meows, and all the stuff. @override. So now if we take the definitions, an abstract class is a class that cannot be instantiated on its own and is typically used as a base for other classes. It serves as a blueprint for subclasses, defining common properties, fields, and methods that must be implemented by its concrete subclass. So for example, these are the fields and methods. We can also implement the fields. Okay. Abstract class is used basically for several purposes. For example, like the polymorphism, the framework. We will be just defining the framework, what has to be done for that particular class, and those classes which are extending will take care of the rest. And the same with the API design, the same with the database access. For example, we'll be just doing the connect and all those stuff, and then it will going to take care of the implementation of it. We can also do the UI framework. For example, in terms of the React table or the AG grid, we can just say the table and everything, and then the classes which are implementing or extending will take care of it. To tell in a very simple way, imagine it as a rule book for making toys, and it will just tell what should be doing and how it should be doing. And whatever, if anyone will be creating a toy, they'll be just following this rule book and they will try to create the toy. So that is what is the abstract class. Okay, so that's one thing. What is an interface? Interface is also like similar to abstract class, but the only difference is in terms of the variables and the methods. The variables are static and final. So once you have declared the variables, you have to initialize it, and that's it. Whichever classes will be implementing the interface has to be using those variables at all. So there'll be no lot of flexibility. Then why is it used is because of multiple inheritance. There's a beautiful concept of multiple inheritance. That's the reason we'll be using an interface. In terms of the structure, first let me show you the structure and then the definition. This is the structure. Interface, let's do something, the method, abstract method, and also another abstract method. So we can also do that. And the class which is implementing will be taking care of the implementation. Okay. Now in terms of the definition, it is a blueprint that defines a set of method signature that classes implementing the interface must provide the concrete implementation. Interface has few characters like abstract methods without method bodies. It cannot have constructors. From Java 8 onwards, however, interface can also have default methods and static methods with implementation. Interfaces are basically used for, as I said, it supports multiple inheritance through interface, and also it gives us polymorphism, and also it is used to defining the contracts. Okay, so that's what interface is. Let's look about the method overloading and overriding in the next chapter. Thanks.